Here with Mike Hardiman, who's going to do a brief deck profile, or an in-depth deck profile, on his winning Katsuki Bakugo 4 list.
Yeah, I'll try not to my way through it too much, because I hate that when I watch my deck profiles. I'm doing it already. So yeah, I played Bakugo 4 today and yesterday. It's very much a casino deck in lieu of the Irwin that Broberg won NA regionals with. The reason for Bakugo is we have a slightly different meta to NA, otherwise probably would have played Irwin. We did have the Dark Hero Challenger deck, and I was quite worried about how strong of a character Dark Deku is, so I wanted something that I knew I could beat if I was going into it, rather than just playing the deck myself, because I didn't really find the playstyle particularly interesting. So, as I say, we are a casino, so the most important card with the deck is 4 copies of Combined Firepower. I think my record over the weekend was 6 combined firepowers on 1 attack, which was quite fun. Broken card shouldn't exist in the way that it does, but it is what it is. So we're going to play the best cards to win the event. 1 Kenkai's Guidance. We are a hand control deck. We want to get rid of the hand. Kenkai's is a way to do that. Additionally, it's a tiny little bit of defense when we need it to just stop us from dying, so we can kill them on the next turn. Destroy 3 foundations, not a big cost for us. We play on 3, 4 maximum and go in from there. And then my favourite card from Attack on Titan is actually Strategic Maneuver. I love assets. They're so much fun. You get to do so many interesting things, and the Aerotune symbol allows you to have lots of fun with it. Now, the first card I ever thought of when Strategic Maneuver came out was Golden Death. The idea of having a Golden Death in play, being able to form, remove it, name, attack, get 1, 2, maybe even 3 attacks to your hand. It's absolutely solid, and then a Strategic Maneuver, another copy in, do it again. Just gives so much pleasure. However, we are quite casino-y. We're not planning to like overrun them. We're planning to just one-shot them in most instances. So the deck slowly revolves around to just going down to 2 Golden Death, and instead we are running 4 of my darling Knots Flask. Everyone knows what this is. Mill 3, very strong. Commit for +3 or -3 damage. I have won games off the back of having multiple Knots Flask in play, and I've lost games off the back of not drawing enough of them. The card is just MVP, and if I could run 5, I would. But I guess I'm kind of running 6 for 6 of Strategic Maneuvers, so run as many as you can.
Did the Golden Death combination actually come up during Swiss or any events?
No, the Golden Death specifically didn't. But I was bringing Knots Flask in most of the time, hence why the Golden Death went down to 1. And when I get to the sideboard, I quite often sided out the Golden Death for a piece in the sideboard, so it didn't help as much. But it was a nice piece to have in play. And there was a game I won during testing where I only won, so I was able to play the Rival's turn ability to make them discard a card on their turn, which then meant I only needed to discard 1 card on my turn to then get rid of their entire hand and then proceed to kill them. Now, different to every risky deck, every other casino deck is that we are playing Bakugo, so we have to play into Bakugo's Fury lineup quite a lot. So you won't be seeing the typical death package of Twist Nadra Inferno, Battle Aura Release, Vile Seizing, Attack Titan Emergers, that sort of thing. You're going to see a lot of Fury attacks, and for that reason I think it makes it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more high impact, because these attacks, the lowest number of damage I was usually doing was about 10 to 15 per attack if they were unblocked, so an opponent's life total just went down very quickly. So start with 3 Explosive Rebuke. It's quite funny. Me and Liam have worked on Bakugo 4 for a long time, often off Void, sometimes off Death. And I sold Liam on you can't play less than 4 Explosive Rebuke. And then at the last minute, before deck submissions on the Friday, I got an Explosive Rebuke for something else and only played 3 of them. Which ended up working quite well because the 2-check, I didn't check it as often and it allowed me to stay in the game.
Was Liam still running 4?
Liam was still running 4, yes. and it may have hurt him in our top 4 mirror match a little bit. But no, Explosive Rebuke is obviously a staple for Bakugo. It's an additional instance of his card rip enhance while clearing your card pool. Flip Foundation to give all the attacks, give it +1 towards keyword ratings, means it's a kill condition with powerful 3 and stun 2. And if you get additional instances of stun, which we can with the deck, then you can easily get to stun 6, which is obviously even the biggest of walls are going to crumble quite quickly. Then we've got the hot button topic, risky encounter. 3 of. Obviously, with Bakugo being able to kick us from the card pool, even drawing it as an attack, it is not the worst. Form, destroy 3 foundations, play it from your discard pile at -2 difficulty, and then it gets a pile of damage because they have more foundations than you. It just ends games on its own. There's a foundation in the deck that is very reliant for the deck itself and the entire reason I played Bakugo in the first place. But having both combined firepower and risky encounter to be able to repeatedly play from the discard pile was just... It's just too much. There's too much free aggression for us right now. And then we've got the 4 Irate Scowl. This is just a bread and butter piece in the deck. You get like, if cards left card pool, you get 3 speed and basically 2 damage because you're Bakugo. And if they have 2 or less cards in hand, you get to draw a card. It's just nice. It usually just extends the kill turns a little bit. It's not going to win you the game outright, but if you draw Irate Skull, you are going to feel good because you're going to get more cards. Then Bakugo staple again, 4 Rabble Rousing. When it leaves the pool, they lose 2 health. You actually deal a lot of damage in this deck without an attack resolving, so having ways to make them lose health helps quite a lot. The deadlock was irrelevant. Games are over long before anyone went to deadlock this weekend. But response after you play this card, all attacks get -1 damage for the turn. 2 of these means they're coming in for 9 damage with Bakugo before you've done anything else, and you just win games from there.
I assume you had a counter tech to Dark Deku just kept sealing that.
We'll get to that. Don't. There's this. Dark Deku is not something to worry about against this deck. My personal favourite tech, and I've been doing this since the release of Girl Power, pretty much when I started playing Death Bakugo to begin with, is 3 Rabbit Kick. Now they are from the same set, but what was it that we got in the Mina Foundation? Add 1 in for -2 breakdowns it. Add a face down in for +2 or -2 speed. You do that on your first attack with Bakugo and you get to clear it. You have a lot of clearing available to you, and that's what started me on Bakugo in the first place. And then with AOT it just blew it out of the water. And then we've got 3 Stun Grenade, another just bread and butter piece really, another very good flow card. It's got powerful 2, so it can win the game. Actually won me the finals, it having powerful. Stun 1, a +2 its stun rating if cards have left your pool. So you can, again, able to just stun out boards with the following. And then it also gets you more attacks. Probably should have been a 4 of, maybe should have been a 4 of, maybe should have been a 4 of. Last card in the worst attack, it was a last minute change to Deterioration Palm. Now why? So I was having a manic episode 15 minutes before deadline for decks to be put in, and I wanted a way to destroy my foundations if I didn't see specific foundations in the deck to destroy the remove for the casino effects. And this was the best attack that could do it, that I thought. Because you can destroy a foundation, build top card of your deck face down. So a committed casino foundation results in a ready resource. It never came up.
It's kind of like you were emulating Irwin's on-face ability by being able to blow stuff up or build
a little bit, yeah. And in regards to Irwin, this was actually the idea of destroying a foundation to build was actually from Kevin Broberg himself when I was talking to him about the deck at the last minute. They're just trying to get him to convince me to not play it, basically. I'm like, Kevin, please. tell me I'm crazy for wanting to play this and I should play something else. Please, I'm begging you. And he didn't. He encouraged me, and I'm incredibly grateful for that in the end. So that's what? 3, 6, 10, 14, 17, 20, 22 attacks. You go through your deck so quick. I was near enough cycling on turn 2 a lot of the time. But I wouldn't change. Only thing I would change is these for maybe that. But other than that, I was very, very happy with the way the attacks worked out. And then on to the foundations. This will look very, very similar to Liam's list if you've seen the list online already. And we've got 4 Loss of Consciousness, staple in the casino style decks. When it enters your discard pile during enhance, steal a foundation. There were games I won where my opponent had Broken Psyche, had no right to win, milled this, sealed an attack, sealed the Broken Psyche, killed them. And it was the only way I could win. Did that against Ben in top 8. In game 3, he had 2 Broken Psyches. I could deal enough damage to be fine against 1. I couldn't answer 2. There was 4 cards left in my deck. I milled off of Revealed and then milled off of Stun Grenade, hit a Loss of Consciousness, won me the game. Now, I'm going to save this foundation for last, just because that is the reason for the deck. 3, Latent Skill. Originally, this was Settling All Debts, because I wanted as much 1 or less difficulty foundations in the deck as possible. But what I found interesting is they were dead before we ever got to 6 foundations. So it was just a dead card, and sometimes you need to get the casino out of the hand, sometimes you need to find more attacks. This just did exactly what you wanted it to do. I'm very happy with the change. That was actually my opponent Jonathan Yeats in the finals suggesting I should play Latent Skill. So if I use Latent Skill in the finals, Jonathan, it's your own fault. More Casino 4, I'm with you. When it enters discard pile, +2 or -2 damage. Absolute lovely card. Amazing. Fantastic. Not really nothing bad about it. There's nothing I can really say other than there's no reason not to play the card. 3, Forcing Surrender. This is one of the main ways to play multiple combined firepowers during a single enhanced step. Play a combine, you clear it, you resolve the casino effect, play it again. I wouldn't change Forcing Surrender for the world. It did so much work this weekend, and I kind of wish I played 4. 3, Frightening Calm. This is the only 4-check outside of Strategic Maneuver. This is the only 4-check in the deck, so I'm quite happy with it. Destroy Foundation, give it stun 1. It gets the casinos out of your hand, out of your stage, lets you stun them down. Really good combo with Explosive Rebuke to give it an additional stun to then increase with its 1A effect. Not much else to say about it. It's not very exciting. It's just good. 2 copies of Unabashed Mana. This is the last casino piece in the deck. I just wanted a little bit extra to be able to, get a bit of extra damage on my next attack. Another way to get the combined firepowers rolling. And my low blocks were a little lacking, so the Unabashed Manas. 4, Reluctant Role Model, Bakugo staple. Can't not run this if you're playing Bakugo. Tenacious flip -1 damage, which is actually +2 damage in Bakugo, or a little bit of defense. If you're not running 4 of this in Bakugo, why are you playing Bakugo? 3, Botan's Coaching. This was another pretty lackluster foundation, to be honest with you, which you'll find out why in a moment. But flip both players, ditch 1, draw 1. In theory, it's good, it lets you dig for more attacks, but it wasn't super necessary. But 0 diffs with 2 checks, you want them. You want to build as much as possible you can on turn 1 so you can kill them on turn 2. And yeah, most games ended on turn 2, so can't complain. And then 3, Hostile Introduction. When it enters discard pile, lose a health. As I say, I probably did between 5 and 10 damage a game without actually hitting them, just off of the hostile introductions and the rabble rousings, just clearing stuff and making them lose health. And when you have a 30 health character and they are suddenly 20 health, that's a lot easier to kill when each of your attacks are doing 10. And final foundation, the entire reason I played Bakugo, Disarming Glance. Now, I said I played this deck because of Midoriya on the move. Flip, after an attack is played, players cannot play abilities that add cards to their hand until after it resolves. Now, a lot of the Midoriyas are on the Void, Control, Abort Your Attack passage. This has a very nice interaction where if your attack is aborted, it never resolves, so neither player can play abilities that add cards to their hand for the rest of their turn, which means they can't respond with Midoriya to reduce your attack speed to 0 because it draws them a card. They can't tap Costume to cancel Combined Firepower because it draws them a card. They can't Hacker Extraordinaire to flip my nuts because it draws them a card. So it just puts in so much work, and most importantly, Bakugo can proactively discard a card from abort an attack from his card pool. So I can easily go, here's my Explosive Rebuke, respond with Disarming Glance, turn off your Midoriya, respond with Rebuke, all my attacks get -1 damage for the turn, respond with Bakugo, do all of my enhancers that I want to do to set up for my plays later, clear the rabble, you lose 2, you discard a card, now all of your defense is offline, you have no hand, you're going to die. And that's the main deck. I believe it was 65 cards. There's a couple of cards that would have changed, like the Deterioration Palm. But other than that, I'm very happy with how every single card in the deck performed.
Can I give the results?
Exactly. I mean, I got absolutely bodied by my local Rocco on Biako in round 3, but that was mostly down to the deck not playing. I'm sure you'll see the video eventually. I died, I think it was about 12-minute match.
Sometimes the casino doesn't pay out.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't roll the 777s. The sideboard is probably the worst part of the deck, but I'll go through it anyway. We have the 4th Explosive Rebuke. Never brought it in, never needed it. It was never relevant. In fact, sometimes I sided out an attack or 2, depending on what was being sided in. 2nd Genkai's Training, should have just mained it. Came in every single round, and in fact, this is what came in to take out the Golden Death in almost every match. It's just solid defense, and the rest of the board mostly didn't matter. 3 always cool. This was relevant. In the final round of Swiss, I played against a King Ghidorah deck, and I only won because I built 2 off of this. He had a Team Dr. Ichigaki in play, and I had 5 foundations of Risky in my discard pile. So I enhanced with Always Cool to build 2, formed, destroyed 3 to play my Risky encounter. They cancelled it. Blow up my last 3 foundations, play the Risky encounter, chuck a 5 and kill them. And it was only because I sided this in. Obviously, I brought it in because, true 100% would have been like a huge attack. But the response to stop damage was never really relevant. And the build was never really relevant. But I'm glad I had it. But it just wasn't as useful as I would have hoped. 2 Seal of Approval, never used it. I was a little worried about other hand rip and Midoriya. Just another way to take out against Midoriya with their Gently Thefts trying to rip cards out of your hand. Just be like, cool, thanks, I'll draw 2 new cards. Guess I'm good. But yeah, there was never a reason I thought it. I thought the Destroy response to Seal everything would have been quite useful as well, but yeah, just never even thought about siding it in, unfortunately. 4th Disarming Glance, purely for the Midoriya matchup. As I say, I was prepared for Midoriya this weekend. If you are entering an event while Midoriya is around, you cannot be unprepared for Midoriya. You have to be. The deck is strong, the deck is oppressive, and it will kill you when it wants to kill you. So do not get caught with your pants down, I guess.
That's why I should have had Yasa then, because Yasa wouldn't have had access to that, but we ended up facing 4 Midoriyas in Swiss and still making tops.
That's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Like this is the entire reason I played the deck. I'm like, this is just the easiest way to beat Midoriya. I'm like, obviously, it's not unbeatable, but he is the most powerful deck right now, I feel.
And for control players, definitely.
Yeah, there's nothing. Well, even aggressively, you can play stuff like Phantom Threat, very good, and just like trigger the flash ability and draw before you even have an enhanced step.
We all know David Toombs is very hyped on Phantom Threat Midoriya.
I'll take your word for it. And then the final foundation is 2 learning the standards. Came in quite a lot. Very helpful against Godzilla, forcing them to tap this down with the vast hybrids. And it was a target for like pretty much everything, ruining it, like the Bakugo mirror, like forcing Liam to try and build and then not have any foundations to actually build and stuff was just useful. That's the deck. As if I was going to play the event again, I would 100% play Bakugo. I wasn't super worried about any of the games I played. I was able to have fun. The deck's a lot of fun, but it's so oppressive when it gets going. And yeah, that's everything.
Can't argue with the results. It's a product of the Super Secret Testing Club.
Oh, we did have 100% of the finals this regional, so...
Yeah, you've had topping last time, it's got better this time, so top 8 full Super Secret Testing Club this time? For Nats?
I think there was only one who didn't top 8 this regional. Whereas the previous regional there was only one that did. I don't know.
Yeah.
But who knows? I might not even be playing that. I might judge it. So only play until
get prizing.
Get prizing, yeah, and you get that from judging anyway. So
still get the social aspect there. So
yeah, you still get the social side of things.
So, still planning to go to Worlds?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Never not plan to go to Worlds.
You and Greg can make a weekend of it now?
A weekend of it, we'll make a week of it, you know what I mean? Anything you want to ask about?
No, you've pretty much covered it all and anything there. You highlight all the irrelevant attacks. Was there any kind of deck out there that you were worried about when you heard going on? Like the Rhino was causing some people issues and stuff like that. Was there anything that you were kind of worried about running into as the event went on?
Not really. Like the mirror, because it's just such a coin flip, I guess. And obviously, me and Liam worked on the deck together, so like having to play him at all, I would not want to do. It's I had to play locals every single round of top 8. It's just not the run I wanted, but I'm happy the way the results ended.
The only thing I guess to ask is, you were quite shocked when you heard there was a third Bakugo 4-player go around and they were on the air symbol. What was your initial reaction when you also heard they topped as well?
I just never considered them on air, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I've been so focused in on, me and Lynn were playing Void until Monday. We only built the death build. I built the death build while I should have been working on Tuesday morning. And then we tested it. We only got any TTS testing, and then I tested it without the disarming glances in the Teams event on the Friday. And we just decided to go with it because the Void build was the Void. It wasn't even casino; it was just normal Void Bakugo plus risky, which was still good and it was still strong enough into the Midoriya matchup. But it just everything else was much more of a coin flip.
Yeah, you don't lose as much because you've got the attunements, but I guess you gain a lot more on death because you get that.
Yeah, we were focused in a little bit too much on the minus plus damage.
Yeah.
Whereas in actuality, it was just the clear the card pool, discard the hand, turn off everything with disarming glance. That is really what mattered.
No, absolutely solid, and great to hear that Broberg's words came through clutch.
They usually do.
Are you going to get to see him at Worlds?
Yep, looking forward to it. Kevin is someone I've been friends with for quite a long time now. I hope he counts me as a friend at least. Class him as a friend. We always have good times when we play each other.
So are you already planning Mike Hardiman 3?
No. That's a long way off. That's a long way off.
I'll let you get off because you've had a hell of a weekend. I'll let you go celebrate, and we'll catch you on.
I'm going to bed.
And we'll catch you on this stream for a proper interview with Richard.
Yep. Have fun.